throw away Pikin. Her Pikin no fit throw away Mama.
Who tell you down? Eh?
You know throw away us go anywhere. We be family. We don't come together.
Mama, wetin you find come?
No money now.
There is nothing anybody can tell me. Jite's family is definitely the weapon fashioned against her. Now, for all those who have been asking what happens to Ife fell. She did it.
I feel stupid. I feel like dirt.
Watching this particular episode, I couldn't help but just scream. I was shouting Jesus, I was shouting what is happening. Everybody was like, are you people being real? Is this really happening? Is this probably somebody's reality? Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lucy's Quick One, talking Just Us Girls season 3 episode 5. Hey, I was holding myself like this while I was watching it. I had to hold myself. I was like, Lucy, calm down, don't worry, you're going to bring it up here, let's talk about it. So in case this is your first time being on my channel, you're very welcome. This is Lucy's Quick One, and here I'm talking Just Us Girls. Please don't forget to subscribe down there and let's have a conversation. Why are you not watching Just Us Girls? It's a valid question. If you have not seen the drama series, please go and watch it. Now today I'm talking episode 5, and I'm focusing on first Ife, then we move to Ella, and then the icing on the cake, the biggest problem, Jite and her family. So I'll start with Ife because everybody has been wondering, like episode 4 we didn't hear anything about Ife. We didn't know whether or not she went through with going with Kay, if they did or not were intimate. And everybody was like, did this girl do it? Did this girl not do it? Only for us to come into episode 5. And I'm seeing Ife on the bed. She's not going to school. Moni is like, you've not been attending classes, girl. I know you are brilliant, but you need to be coming to classes. And I could see Ife lying down. I was like, this girl has done it. She definitely did it. But I was like, let's wait. Only for us to see Ife and Moni talking after they went for classes, and then apparently the classes were suspended or probably postponed to another date. And then they were talking outside, only for Kate to greet Moni and not greet Ife. Now I need us to understand something. Before this whole situation between Ife and Kay happened, right? Ife had not been giving Kay any audience, so Kay would definitely greet Moni and move on. But the moment Kay greeted Moni and didn't greet Ife, and I saw Ife's reaction, I was like, this girl did it. She definitely did it. So I could see Ife running to Kay, and she was like, you saw both of us standing, why did you just greet Moni and you didn't greet me? I was like, before now, babe, I usually greet Moni and move on because you never give me an audience. And then that was when she was like, that was before what we had. I was like, Ife, so you had sex with Kay? Everybody was screaming, everybody was rolling on the floor, people were shouting, and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, Ife, why? So she was telling Kay, like, after what we had, I don't expect that things will be rough between us. And it was like, see, I was your teacher, you were a student, you needed something, and I gave it to you. And then Ife was agitated. Moni goes to Ife and she's like, what happened? And then she reveals to Moni that she had sex with Kay. At that point, Moni started talking, and she was saying things like, you've made a mistake. It doesn't mean you cannot redeem yourself. A lot of people have made this kind of mistake. Just move on. But to be honest, right, looking at Ife's situation, right, I could say that, this is the reality of some people who lost their virginity due to ignorance, due to pressure. And for some people, it does haunt them even up until their adulthood, because they tend not to forget or even forgive the person to which they gave their innocence to. While some other people are like, it's all good. So for Moni, she was like, virginity is something that you're supposed to keep sacred and give to the person that you believe deserves it as a Christian. And then she says, when it comes to Kay, when it comes to Jermaine, because it was because of Jermaine that this girl thought that she could become a woman by going to Kay, that this whole situation started in the first place. So Moni was like, forget Jermaine, forget Kay, focus on yourself, because believe it or not, these guys are living their lives, and that's actually the reality. Like sometimes you'll be disturbing yourself about a particular situation where the people that you are disturbing yourself about, right, they are living they are living their lives. They're not even thinking about you. So please focus on you. And Ife was just crying. I mean, to be honest, it can take a different toll for her, in the sense that it could probably make her have bad grades in school and everything. The question now is, will she be able to forgive herself? Because like I said before, some girls have fallen prey or victim to this kind of situation, and it took them a lot to be able to forgive themselves. It took them a lot to probably even confide in someone and say this is what they did. And some people just didn't even address it at all. I mean, virginity is a very, very, very sensitive thing, and if you just give it to anybody the way you feel. But one thing I need us to understand about mistakes that somebody told me was, the only way you can correct a mistake is to make sure that you do not make that mistake twice. So in this situation, right, I think the best thing for Ife to do is listen to Money and focus on her studies. That's the only way you can probably feel better when you make a mistake. Just try it. If you ever make a mistake, instead of beating yourself up and saying, oh my God, I wish I didn't do this, I wish I didn't do that, like the deed has been done. The best thing that you can do to redeem yourself from that mistake is to make sure that you do not repeat that mistake twice. I just hope that Ife will listen. I really just hope so. Now, moving on to this blissful situation. Guys, Ella is happy. Ella is busy bonding with Muna's sister Chisoma. She's like, sister-in-law things, sister things. Oh my God, I'll also become part of the family. And Chisoma is talking to Ella. Muna comes in and is like, Chisoma, you have been coming here more often. She's like, can't I bond with my sister again? And Muna was like, okay. I've still been trying to notice and watch Muna's reaction to the way he is with Ella and all of that. I was like, okay. So later on, I'm seeing Muna in his office, guys. Muna is there, and Ella comes and she's like, you have not eaten my boyfriend, mine, my baby, the bone of my bone, my heart, my missing rib. You have not eaten, make sure you eat and all of that. And then she was talking about supplies in the shop, like the bakery shop. And she's like, supplies are going down, and Muna is like, yes, a lot of things are going down, we need to go to the supermarket to restock. And then he tells Ella, okay, you know what, you write the list and then I will take you there, we'll go and shop together. And then Ella mistakenly mentions Koin's name, saying that, oh, this is what Koin has been enjoying. And Muna's countenance just changes, and I was like, hey, God, Ella. I was also looking at the fact that we all know, you and I know, that Muna is not completely over Kayinsola. That man, he's holding on to Kayinsola like, I don't even know, like his life depends on it. Like deep down in his heart, he still prays and wishes that, Kayinsola turns around and things just change. I still feel like somehow maybe this guy might just drop Ella in a heartbeat, and I'll tell you why. Now we move on. Ella apologizes and she leaves the office, and then they are at the supermarket, guys. And the moment I saw them at the supermarket, I was like, there's no way Kanye will be in this place. The director, the producers cannot just put in this scene without allowing Kanye come inside there. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, as they were shopping, Kayinsola appears there. And she hears their voice first, and then she tries to hide, but it was too late because Mona turned. And guys, there is something about, let's talk. There is something about when your heart has been yearning for something or someone, even if it's a crush, when your heart has been praying, when everything in your being, the fiber of your being has been praying for a particular person or a particular thing, even though it looks like this thing does not belong to you, even though it looks like this thing is not meant to be yours, right? The moment your eyes and the eyes of that thing meet each other, there's a way your body, you can't deny it, your entire body will give you away. So the moment Koin stands up and Mona sets his eyes on Kayinsola, his entire body wanted to pounce on this girl, hug her tight and cry. I was like, God, wanted to, and then immediately Ella, defensive mode, my territory, nobody comes here, who are you, where, how many are they? I could see Ella just quickly grabs the hand of Muna. She was like, oh, Koin, how are you, congratulations on your engagement and all of that. I and Muna will soon become an item. And while she was still talking, Muna and Koin just exchanged glances, and there was a lot that Coin was saying to Muna and a lot that Muna was saying to Coin. While Ella was busy talking about Muna and who Muna is, and immediately, because the situation was very awkward, Kayinsola leaves the space, and Muna didn't wait for Kayinsola's back to turn totally. He had to scold Ella. I was like, that was so uncalled for. Like, why would you do that? And Ella was like, what do you mean by that? They moved into the car. Ella was asking, like, why would you chastise me that way? And it was like, he felt it was very petty of her to have been rubbing it in Kayinsola's face that, they are an item. And then Ella is like, are we not an item? Like, why shouldn't I be proud of my boyfriend? I need to rub it in anybody's face that cares to listen. And he was like, it's fine. It's not about Kayinsola now. It's about you and I. Try to avoid this lady's name in your mouth. And then she hugs him and she praises him and the things he has been able to achieve. And also the time Ella was speaking, I was just looking at Muna's face. And on the other hand, Kayinsola was in her car and she was like, you know what, Kayinsola, you made your bed, now you have to lie on it. And Kayinsola was crying. While she was crying, Muna's face was in a kind of way on the other side. At this point, right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give each other the truth. Let's say the truth. Muna deserves better, honestly. And deep down, if only Ella was not at that supermarket when Kayinsola saw Muna, I think we would have been saying something entirely different. They probably would have had a conversation. Kayinsola would have said something to Muna. Muna would have probably done something, maybe hugged her. Like, the situation would have been different if only Ella was not there. But Ella also deserves better as well. But I don't know if Muna would ever turn towards Ella, if it would ever come around and pick Ella. I mean, he's trying to be a gentleman, he's trying to be a good man. There are a lot of men who are married to women that they do not love. They just, because of convenience, because of partnership or things like that. There are situations like that, trust me. There are also women who get married to men that they do not love. They just believe that with time, right, they will come around this person. So it's looking like that would probably be Muna's story. He will probably have to learn to love Ella. How quickly will this happen? I do not know. As long as Muna does not reach out to Kayinsola, and as long as Kayinsola does not reach out to Muna, I think that everything is going to be fine. But somehow I know that Kayinsola still regrets being with Tomiwa, because she's not doing this for herself, she's doing this for her mom. And talking about her mom, remember that's Tomiwa's friend who was in the hospital. He has been released from the hospital, and then Tomiwa is telling Kayinsola, make sure you destroy all the records when it comes to Shegs. I don't want anybody to know what happened to him. And she's like, oh, okay. I mean, she's still not happy with him based on the fact that he insulted, the waiter when they went out the other time. But the fact that Kayinsola, who has always been this holier than thou, always preaching honesty and transparency, takes the records of Shegs and destroys it so that nobody knows, just shows that nobody is perfect. Because at that point I was like, Kayinsola is always preaching, be honest, be truthful and all of that, but she's here destroying records of somebody. She's here trying to cover up somebody who is a drug addict. And how does that even make it right? But let me know what you think about Muna, Ella and Kayinsola in the comment section. Somehow I still feel like this wedding will not happen. Now, last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, Jite and her family. So I'm seeing Jite. First of all, this particular episode actually starts with, Jite is in a shop with Ebuka and Mercy, her assistants, and they are trying to make a video about her shop. And then there's this lady that came in episode 4 to look for Jite, who comes again in episode 5. And this time she meets Jite. So Jite is like, yes, how can I help you? Ashe, that is Otunba's wife. And then this woman is like, I need you to leave my husband alone. And we all know that Jite is hot-tempered. So immediately, Jite is already in defense mode. She's like, you know what? I'm not holding your husband here. And I believe that if you have been treating your husband well, if you have been taking care of your husband, he will not be coming around looking for other people. Like, your husband has even told me about you. So please get out of my shop. And I was looking at how, this woman kept on calmly warning Jite to leave Otunba alone. During the whole altercation, Jite's friend walks in, that's Sandra from the last episode, who had been warning Jite. So this woman walks out, and then Sandra is telling Jite, like, what you are doing is wrong. And deep down, despite the fact that Jite has been raising her shoulders and saying that no, Otunba likes her, Otunba loves her and everything. Deep down, she knows that what she's doing is wrong. So we move away from that to the house where Jite is talking with Kayinsola and Ame, and she's like, Otunba has asked me to marry him. And they're like, so what are you going to do about it? She says she's confused about it. I mean, like I said in my last episode, every time when it comes to being an adult, we all know the difference between right and wrong. It just sometimes we decide to do either right or wrong. So Jite is there and she's like, she doesn't know. We move back to Jite's shop. This time Otunba comes to see her, a surprise visit, and I was very happy for her. Only for me to hear Ona Jite, hey! I said, oh my god. Next thing, Eloho and Jite's mom are in Jite's shop, and I was like, I have been happy for Jite. I have been like, who are these people, and how did they find Jite again in her space? Jite is shocked. Otunba is like, oh my god, this is your mom? Oh, good afternoon, ma. I really love your daughter. I would love to get married to her. And then you're like, oh, okay. But she was still looking. She was like, Jite's mom was like, oh, who are you and everything. The moment Otunba begins to hand her dollar bills, like dollar notes, Jite's mom's countenance just changes, and she's like, oh my god, our son-in-law, we've been waiting for you, we knew that you were going to come and everything. I could see Jite's face. And then Otunba leaves, and then Jite is telling her mom that, mom, this man is married, I can't get married to this man. And then later on, Jite's mom was like, what are you talking about? That's by the way, we came here because we needed money, but now we are leaving because we already gotten the money. And then her sister was still insulting her and everything. And I was like, how can a family be so all about money? How can a family be like this? We moved away from that. I was trying to calm myself down, only for us to see Jite another day trying to go to work. And then Jite's mom appears again. Like, she comes to look for Jite again and saying that, no, you must marry this man. I'm here to plan your wedding. This wedding must hold. At that point, Jite is telling her mom that in as much as Otunba is pestering and asking her to get married to him, she doesn't want to get married to this man because this man is married. He belongs to somebody else. Like, why would she be taking something that does not belong to her? And mom was like, no, this man is your own. And if you are scared because the wife came to threaten you and all of that, girl, I'll take you somewhere where we'll get you protection and everything. And I kept on looking at Jite's mom, and I was talking to myself saying that, definitely, if Otunba was not rich, there is no way Jite's mom will be pushing Jite, saying that you need to get married to this man. But because this man has money, the selfishness of Jite's mom was out in the open, and she was ready to do anything to make sure that Jite gets married to this man. And while Jite is still confused, she's still battling with her conscience, saying she doesn't want to get married to this man called Otunba, her mom is like, there is no way. And it still brought me to the reawakening that some people's mothers are like that. And whether you like it or not, no matter how you probably want to shut off your mom from your life, sometimes you just have to listen to her. And that's why, if you have a good mother, if you know that your mother has tried to raise you right and instilled in you the right values, call her and thank her, because people like Jite's mom, no. And that's why I said that when it comes to Jite's family, right, they are definitely the weapon fashioned against her. And it's very hard for people to cut themselves off from their families. Like, sometimes you might try to get off your own family, saying that they are not any good for you. Hardly will you see people who can successfully do that, because whether you like it or not, you all still have the same blood running through your veins. But Jite really needs rescuing. Whether or not she will still go through with getting married to Otunba, I do not know. But somehow, I'm very uneasy because of the way Otunba's wife comes in to warn her very calmly and says, leave my husband alone. I do not think that it's going to end well with Jite if she goes on to still see Otunba. But now she's now in a tight corner, because number one, she's talking about the fact that, she tried to be with a single guy. Look at what the single guy did to her. Look at how her childhood had been, and now there's a man that loves her, and you are telling her not to settle for the man. So she's just caught up in the middle, and this is Jite's reality. However, I would like to know what you think about this in the comment section. Looking at everything that happened, like, is there any other advice that you would like to give to Jite, the character Jite, when it comes to this drama series called Just Us Girls? Because I don't think there's any restoration. From her family, the only person I like is Tega, who also asks for money, but at least still cares about her, still loves her, unlike her family who is just milking and milking her. And I think that Jite is forgetting that if she gets married to Otunba, her family will keep on milking her. She will never have that rest that she has. But how else can she even cut off her family from her life? I don't even know. Now you see why I said I was extremely stressed watching episode 5 when it comes to this drama series called Just Us Girls. However, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I got you with more right here on this channel. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to enjoy every moment. Mwah.